you're listening to the Art Deli Sideshow. I am your host, Art Delinsky. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well, and congratulations to all the people who are starting school. Yay, you did it. Teachers, students, faculty, yay, another year, another experience, opportunities, exploration. Enjoy. I am going to be talking with you today about some Snap news or some, disinformation that I've been seeing online. But first, I want to start with this. A new school year is upon us, which means a lot of opportunities to meet new people, make new friends. And when you do this, I recommend not trauma dumping to strangers when you first meet them. I know we're in a heightened political state. I get it, whatever. Age of information, you're overwhelmed with information, and you're feeling some sort of way about it. A stranger isn't the person to process this with. Maybe the parasocial relationships can stay online, and then we can build new ones in person that don't start off with, what's your religion, and where do you stand on this war, and, what's your politics? Like, that's insane, dude. That is an insane request to ask from a stranger that you haven't built any trust with, that you don't even... That is insane. And people are in this intensified, propagandized mindset that is fueling exhaustion and frustration. And it's a type of exhaustion and frustration that's reserved for a line cook in the middle of a brunch rush. I said what I see. You are doing too much right now. You're giving me toxic energy. I rebuke it. Anyways, speaking of rebuking, I went to DC this weekend, and it was pretty cool. I'm going to put up on the screen this flyer that I kept seeing everywhere around East Oregon, which was like a curfew warning for juveniles. It's an extended curfew. You have it up on the screen. You can take a look. Overall, DC looked pretty great. It's still a major metropolitan area, so you still have to keep your head on a swivel. There's still a bunch of drunk people. There's still loud parties and everything, but it didn't feel like at any given second a shootout might happen, which usually does feel that way in those areas specifically. It was neat that it didn't have that vibe, but it, is it great to see troops everywhere? Well, I like to see them in uniform, so I'm not going to say no. But I did also see a cute little protest happening, a little pea protest, not a big one. They weren't doing much. They were chanting "Free DC." I guess they freed Palestine, so now they're moving on to a new jurisdiction. So, good for them. Some nonprofit is making their money, and I'm here for it. I'm not going to stand in the way of someone's livelihoods. But I did see some interesting articles. Obviously this DC federal takeover is what they're calling it in the news. Well, it's not that, so I shouldn't. It's just the whole thing is just kind of. It feels odd, and I think this I'm going to pop it on the screen. The CNN article title actually I chuckled when I saw this. It says, Burgum says Trump deploying National Guards to Democratic-led cities is not political. Quote, he's not targeting anything. That's kind of what it feels like. It does feel like they're kind of like, we're going to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. You got the ATF, you got the FBI, you got the ICE, you got the National Guards. Like, what? God damn. These boys are clocking overtime, and looking good doing it. Hey-oh, God bless America. It feels odd. Again, a disclaimer, I don't give a shit about the story all that much. I understand the impact, but this is not where I choose to put my energies into. I just went to DC, I saw the thing, and I was like, oh yeah, I think listeners would enjoy it. Speaking of enjoying and listeners, we're getting to the meat and potatoes of this episode, which I thought was going to be kind of short, but it might not be as short as I thought. I keep seeing Snap in the news. I'm sure you keep seeing Snap in the news too, because recently the USDA offered a waiver under JFK Jr. of the Human and Health Services, and the USDA with Secretary Brooke Rollins. They are saying, hey, states, you want to have healthy foods options? You want to take off sugary drinks and quote unquote unhealthy foods from being accessed through snaps for SNAP recipients? You know what? Go ahead, take that shit off the list. They can't get the fucking Gatorade. They can't get all those sugary things. So a couple of states have already signed up to this waiver. You can see it on the list: Arkansas, Colorado, Florida, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, West Virginia, Utah, Texas, Oklahoma. So all of them have decided to go ahead and put a ban on sugary drinks, or excuse me, actually just take use of this waiver. Now, as you can see on this list, or let's start from the facts, okay? Let's take a look at this list. This is coming from the USDA website, okay? It says the state names that are going to be using the waiver, the health waiver. So, for example, Colorado, okay? State, Colorado, target implementation date, 3/01/26. So you can see on the screen, March 1st, 2026. Summary of request: restricts purchase of soft drinks. Okay. Now you can see over here in this table, there's the states, the date of the target implementation date, and the summary request, basically what it is they are asking to restrict. So you can see some of them are asking to restrict things like energy drinks, sodas, prepared desserts. Some of them only want it for soft drinks and soda. Some of them, I think actually this is pretty interesting in Arkansas, where they would like to put a ban or restrict purchase of soda, fruit and vegetable drinks with less than 50% natural juice, unhealthy drinks, and candy. So what these words actually mean can be up for interpretation, because they're look at the content of certain, let's say, maybe granola bars, maybe like high protein granola bars or like energy bars or something. They do have high content of sugar, but then they also have like fiber and other things. Like, there are, you could look at that as like a health snack, but then also as a sugary snack. And also, the reality of the ecosystem of food that is offered in America is very sweet, a lot of sugar, high corn syrup, seed oils, all that stuff. So what exactly healthy means for these states, I think that is going to be up for interpretation. I don't know which department or committee or body within these states is going to be the one implementing like the definition of what a healthy or unhealthy drink is, or even what like soda means. I read somewhere in the USDA that they're actually trying to just find the proper definition for what even food means. So it's really interesting, like all the legalese around it. But for the purpose of this episode, I want us to just take a look at the implementation date. All of these, I think Idaho and Indiana and Iowa are the ones that are going to start, or Nebraska. They're the ones that are going to start, in Oklahoma and West Virginia. They're going to start January 1st of 2026, so in a couple of months. So as you can see from all of these dates, none of them have started yet. As to say, the ban on purchasing quote-unquote unhealthy sugary drinks, candy, whatever, the restriction has not started yet. It has not started. As we can see from the USDA website that is on the screen right now, none of these dates, like, they haven't happened yet. None of this is into the future. And also, just as a point of reference, this is only for 2 years. So, I think it's going to be interesting to look back after 2 years and just see the data from, how much was saved, if Americans actually were able to increase the number of health. Like, what is the metrics for that? I'm looking around the room. No, there's no one around me. Like, I'm just wondering, what's the metrics for, like, is it how much healthier a person is? Like, if they lost weight, losing weight doesn't necessarily mean that you're healthy. Are we talking about, like, trying to lower the number of people who are diabetic, or maybe that are going to get diabetic, or maybe like that are pre-diabetic? Like, I'm just wondering how are we quantifying all of this? And also, USDA or HHS, if you're listening, hire me. I'd be more than happy to figure this out, because this is really interesting. And I don't think 2 years is enough time to really figure it out, but we'll talk about that in my interview. So as we can see, none of these have started yet, but I've been online and I've been seeing a lot of videos that are mostly, guess where? Insane asylum, in the virtual insane asylum that is the fucking TikTok rabbit hole. And it's these videos of these, the ones I've seen so far, and there's probably a lot more, mostly women, who are, I guess, like taking the mantle of like EBT / Snap influencer, I don't want to sound like a hate. Listen, on the face of it, if you're low income or if you're using EBT, let's say like you're a student or whatever, single mom, whatever, veteran, if you're a person usually using EBT or food stamps and you're out here like, hey, I want to share how I can make this last, or I can share how I do my groceries or whatever, like I'm cool with that. That's cool. That's informative. You're helping people. Even if you are keeping up with everything that's happening in the news, and there are people out there like influencers who do find themselves being advocates for SNAP benefits or for EBT because they are on it and they relay information in a really thoughtful, meaningful way that is factual. And so I appreciate that. And like I appreciate the videos of like food hauls and being thrifty and recipes. I fuck with that hardcore. What I don't fuck with is these people who are using this as an opportunity to chase clout, get views, ride the coattails of news like the reconciliation, the big beautiful bill, and all these changes and updates to SNAP benefits and requirements, riding the coattails of all of this and creating fake videos for views because they want the clicks and they want the engagement and all of this, creating and propagating fake information. And you're scaring people, you're creating fake information, you're propagandizing, you are being a piece of shit for views. Is it because you have no other talents that you have to offer to the world? Because I'm sure that you do. I'm sure that you can do so much more than what these women in these videos are doing. So I'm going to go ahead and share them and we'll talk about them in just a second.
Broccoli, the vegetables. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, stay there. Yeah. Me too,
You're gonna have to come back. Okay, this is all. Everything else.
Yeah,
I have to go back. Oh,
I'm irritated. I woke up and now my EBT cannot purchase me no soda, no candy, no chip, no ice cream, no dessert, no nothing. And this not even really about me because I'm fortunate enough that if push comes to shove, I don't have to use that EBT. It's not even in my name. It's not my EBT part. I don't make enough that I can afford my groceries, but I make enough that if I gotta eat, then I can eat. But I'm thinking about people who don't even live within 5 miles of a grocery store. People who go and do their grocery shopping at the corner store because that's what's closest to them. And there's nothing for another 10, 15, 20 miles. And nobody has a car. Everybody has to take the bus. So you can only go to where the bus takes you. And heaven forbid if you're disabled and cannot get there. And you don't have a caregiver or the necessities that you need to be able to make shit shake. No EBT. No EBT. Like, and I understand, like, okay, you can still buy your necessities. You can still buy your little pasta and your bread and your meat. But what about diabetics? What about the people who need the shit? Like, I don't understand.
All right, we just saw those two videos. The lady in the first one is at a grocery store. It looks like with her kid at the checkout. It looks like they already bought everything. So I don't know, but obviously it just looks like a freaking rage baiting. First off, the first lady used words like humiliated, like me and my kids are humiliated. They're not because government says no to snacks. First of all, you can still it's not, the government isn't saying you can't have snacks. It's just saying use your own money to do it. But that's neither here nor there. And if you notice in this episode, I'm not putting the conversation. The conversation here is not around should the government be paying for people's groceries, about food snacks, should the government be, I'm not fucking having that conversation here. And I think that the dehumanization that is happening in these conversations are part of why these conversations are being presented to us right now. Note that we're talking about whether kids should be eating snacks or not, and not Jeffrey Epstein. Continuing on, she also mentions a part about communism at its finest and who did I vote for. I mean, it just seems like fucking rage bait because first of all, this is not what communism is, having food stamps. And who did I vote for? I don't know. Is she trying to say that she's like a Trump supporter and that she doesn't, that she regrets her vote? But considering she's a white lady, I'm going to assume she's not a Trump supporter. Not because I'm trying to be rude or anything. It's just the demographics, dude. I'm just saying, dude, educated white ladies freaking love the Democrats. So the second video, the lady said, What about the
What about
diabetics? She said, the diabetics need the sugar. Oh, think of the diabetics. No, the diabetics. We need to get them sugar. RFK Jr. is killing the diabetics. That's fucking retarded. And also, listen, the septum ring bonnet combo, listen, unmatched, dude. Like, if you see that combo coming, you know something crazy is about to come out that mouth. Also, she spelled irked wrong. It's with an I. It was misspelled. And then you mentioned how you peeped the part where she said it's not even her EBT card. It's not even under her name. So just a wee bit of fraud. And all of these, what they have in common is they both saying that they aren't able to purchase snacks, no cookies, no candies, no nothing with their EBT card, which is just it's false. I try to see what state enacted this because I'm like, damn, they're doing this fast because government is not known for doing anything quickly. No state is doing this yet, buddy. Like they're like, oh, this is on the news. I want to get views because I have no other talents that people would be interested in. So I just got to rage bait. The only talent I have is to make people angry. That is not, dude, you're worth more than this. You are. Anyways, we have a couple more videos. Let's take a look.
They got 67, 54.
So what's the best?
No, did they take the Reese's? Let me see. Make sure they take the Reese's. They ain't taking the juice. Y'all take the juices off. The green juice.
No, no.
The Reese's, they didn't take the Reese's off. Food stamps is going right now. They don't even take it.
Look,
So y'all mean to tell me I can't buy no snacks off my EBT card? I'm in here shopping, trying to get all my good snacks. Trying to get all my good snacks. And see this? All that. Going straight to the buggy with me. All those nice good snacks. What the and y'all? For me to get to the register, they couldn't find out I can't buy no more snacks on my EBT card. Tell me I'm ashamed. And tell them that must be ain't true. And so the damn people behind me in line say I must be ain't read the news. Cause baby, why the f*** am I doing with them trying at the house with no snacks but I got to buy cash? Y'all always ready to cut my EBT card off there. No, ain't no way Trump did no shit like that.
That poor lady, she apparently can't buy snacks with her EBT because she's a liar. Yeah, that's right, I said it. The lie detector determines that was a lie. The EBT restrictions, food stamps / SNAP restrictions on quote-unquote unhealthy sugary drinks and foods, none of it has started yet. None of it. So all of these videos are fictitious. They are this is the creation of theater. This is theater. The world theater kids. We just want the attention. We don't care for lying. You can't lie if I'm living in a fantasy world of myself when I'm the star. I'm the star. This is ridiculous. All these are lies. And technically speaking, this wasn't part of the big beautiful bill. This was, the sugary drinks, food waiver restrictions. Technically, it's coming from the USDA and the Human Health Services, Brooke Rawlings at the USDA and JFK Jr. at HHS, who are indeed Trump appointees. So technically, yes, and both Rawlings and JFK Jr. Do speak on the mandate. With Trump, we want to mandate. America wants to be made happy and healthy again. So technically speaking, whatever. But technically speaking, yes, it is. This is under the mandate of making America healthy again somehow. Again. Anyways, the first video we saw this lady who. Well, it looks like they are in a Walmart, and it looks like one of the ladies is behind the counter, low-key harassing the person who's working the cash register, and she's like, "What do you mean I can't buy this Reese's Pieces peanut butter candy bar because of EBT, because of stamps, because of Trump? I can't buy this? No way. Really? Like, dude, come on. It's, to me, that out of all the videos that I've seen, these are just a couple of the ones that I've seen. This one looks like the most staged. It honestly just looks like this. Both of them work at Walmart, and one of them was like, hey, I want to get a bunch of views because I have a not funny comedy channel. I'm going to take off my vest and we're going to pretend like I'm trying to buy candy and you won't let me because of food stamps. Not funny. Not funny. Are you getting views? I don't know. It's just like, you know, there are people who are, I don't know, fucking like illiterate or English isn't their first language, or that aren't like, that just don't care about the news or consuming the news in this way that like folks like me and maybe you enjoy. And so they go online and they see this disinformation that folks are putting out there just so that they can get views, and they believe this and they change, you know, they like cope, they like change their lives according to this. Like there are probably people out there right now thinking, well, I have to change the way I grocery shop because Trump made it that I can't buy soda. This is just, it really annoys me. It just really annoys me because on top of that, it also creates stereotypes. It's feeding into narratives that are not true. Most of these people that are posting this are women. So it's genderizing. Is that a word? It's like creating this this genderized persona of who's using EBT and how they're ungrateful because the government needs to buy me sugary drinks. Like, dude, like, first of all, to say poor people are unhealthy, like, that's fucking retarded. All of America is unhealthy, point blank, period. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? All the people are saying, well, you shouldn't be able to buy cookies. Are you buying cookies? See, well, you shouldn't be buying cookies with government money. Okay, well, that's, see, I don't even want to have this conversation because it's not a holistic conversation that is people have an idea of who they think uses food stamps and they run with it. Most of the people who are receiving food stamps don't work. 40% of the people who receive food stamps are children. They're under the age of 18. Most of them do not work. So when you say most of the people on food stamps don't work, and in your head you have a persona of an adult who looks a certain way, who's probably racialized and genderized, and you think those people are fucking the worst, they're fucking lazy as shit, look at them, blah, blah, blah. When really we're talking about children. So, you know, and then, well, should children have cookies and stuff like that? Shut your mouth. Shut your fucking face. These are fucking kids you're talking about, dude.
Shut the fuck up.
Anyways, then we saw a second video of a lady in what looks like a Walmart. Looks like she's also wearing that vest, so I think she's also working there. And she's saying she's walking around the baked goods and all the, it makes me hungry kind of looking at that one. All the baked goods and all the candy. She's like, can't have any of this. I tried to buy it, couldn't buy it. Lie detector says, you are a fucking liar. That's not true. You did not try. Because if you did, your EBT card would go through because it's all good. The mandate will begin in 2024, 2026. For now, you can buy all the sugary drinks that your little heart can desire until you get your diabetes type 2. And then that's a different story. Also, I love that lady's accent. I think it's from New Orleans. New Orleans, baby. Anyways, those are the video that I saw. And they, as you can see, pissed me off. Because I don't like when people lie on the internet. They don't understand that lying is not good. Anyways, I have been talking with you about the snap misinformation, disinformation that I've been seeing around. Obviously, people riding the coattails of what's happening in the news and trying to get a little clicks and views, getting lost in a clout of disinformation. My name is Art Denlinsky. You're listening to the Art Daily Sideshow. Catch you on the flip side.